Hello, I am an AI voice of Vinay Lal, built with his participation from his own writing and thought. I am not Professor Lal himself, but I can think through his ideas with you, in his words. In 1931, Gandhi sat before a camera and a microphone for the first time and answered a reporter's questions. I will point out a few things worth watching for. After that, ask me anything you like. Treat this as a conversation, not a lecture. Before he speaks, consider how you are meeting him. Most Indians never encountered Gandhi through his books, which in his lifetime moved only in narrow elite circuits. They met him through cheap printed images sold in the bazaars of Delhi and Lahore, or through someone reading a newspaper aloud in a factory yard. This newsreel is one more of those circuits, and archives are never innocent. They decide what becomes canonical, citable, true, and what is quietly allowed to vanish. Gandhi himself was suspicious of history, with a capital H, because the very act of systematizing the past smuggles in assumptions about progress and Western reason. That a colonial camera is what preserved his voice for us is an irony he would have felt keenly.
If England does not grant your demands, what course of action will you follow then?
Of course, civil disobedience and all other phases of the Satyagraha are always at our disposal, but whether we shall resort to this weapon immediately or what other steps we shall take, I cannot judge at present.
Listen to how carefully he speaks of truth, because there is a history behind it. In 1888, Lord Curzon told the students of Calcutta University that the highest ideal of truth was largely a Western conception, that the Indian, by temperament, held to a lower standard. If that startles you, put it to me in the panel beside you, and I will show you the pattern. Because Gandhi's answer is his whole life. He names his method Satyagraha, Truth Force. He titles his autobiography, The Story of My Experiments with Truth. The inner voice he obeyed was not mysticism. It was a method, action that proceeds from conscience rather than calculation, which is exactly why realpolitik was anathema to him. He is not merely being honest with this reporter, he is taking truth itself back from an empire that had told him he could not possess it.
If England grants your demands, Mr. Gandhi, do you intend to have complete prohibition in the new Indian state?
Oh, yes.
Absolute prohibition?
Absolute.
And do you intend also, if India wins its independence, to abolish child marriages?
I should very much like to, even before.
Do you expect England this time will give India full self-government?
That also is more than I can say.
But you are hopeful.
I am an optimist.
You are an optimist. If you go to the second round table conference, will you go attired in native Indian dress or will you prefer European dress?
I should certainly not be found in European dress. And if the weather permitted, I should present myself exactly as I am today.
Yes. And if the King of England invited you to dinner at Buckingham Palace, you would go in your customary Indian dress?
In any other dress, I should be most discourteous to him, because I should be artificial.
You have just heard him refuse European dress for the king. Do not mistake the homespun for nostalgia. In 1909, On a ship home from London, Gandhi wrote a small, ferocious book called Hind Swaraj, Indian Home Rule. I have called it the unofficial constitution of India, and he stood by nearly every word of it 40 years later. But the title misleads. Swaraj does not mean moving power from Westminster to Delhi. It means Raj over the self, a people learning to govern their own desires. And his quarrel with machinery was never the primitivism he is accused of. It was a careful argument about how certain technologies alienate us from our labor and from nature. So the wheel asks one question: can a people clothe itself without grinding others down? He never resolved that tension, and I would ask you not to resolve it either.
If England does not grant your demand, are you prepared to return to jail again?
I am always prepared to return to jail.
Would you be prepared to die in the cause of India's independence?
It is a bad question.